What's up, Gooners and Goonettes? It's your boy Chucky Kinks back here with another AVN review. And sorry for getting this one out a little later. I was making a decision because I reviewed the Seven Realms. I have done Realm 1 and 2 now. I have been through and read through, saw through, and I was debating on if I wanted to do Realm 3, but I thought I'll put a break right there and then I'll just review Realms 1 and 2, and then I will make another review on the Realm 3 since it just came out. So starting off with then just Realms 1 and 2, I first got into the Seven Realms when I saw that High Leathon, I believe is how you say it, Realm number 3 was being released on Steam, and then I did some backtracking. I thought Realm 3 itself was a standalone game, but I did do some backtracking and saw that Realm 1 and 2 was already out, so then I had to obviously go back and do Realm 1 and 2 first, but I'm very happy I did it. So let's start off with Realm 1, where it all begins. Right off the bat, the game introduces your protagonist. I know the game calls him Atlas. Obviously, I give him a different name. I give him Chunky because that is me, and I want to be the protagonist in my own story, but I get it. The story itself is not what I anticipated at all when I started playing these games. I did very little background review or any knowledge of the game whatsoever. I kind of just jumped in head first without noticing anything. Little did I know it was a game about werewolves, vampires, and that side of like fantasy world, fairies and stuff like that. But the opening scenes do a really good job of basically setting the stakes and introducing us to a realm of very full and unique characters with very quickly a very captivating storyline. One thing I really appreciate about the Realm 1 and the beginning of the story is the world building itself. I think all the background knowledge that the game gives you about vampires, werewolves, fairies, stuff like that, they do a very well job of giving them all background knowledge of stuff that you don't get to see, nor will you see, but reasons why people act and do certain things. Like in the beginning, there's obviously a fight between werewolves and vampires because something of the vampires did that held basically the werewolves down, and the werewolves resent them for that. So right off the bat, like, you can see where all the backstory comes into play, which is great world building. Like, we don't have to be there, we just see the repercussions of what is happening, which is always great storytelling. One thing I will say, the background, while it is rich in detail, the character designs are also very well. Everyone has their own unique style and sense, it feels like. Nobody looks the same, nobody acts the same. Everyone has their own different motivations, different wants, different needs. Nobody really overlaps with each other, so every character feels like it's a unique individual, which is very nice to see the balance between everything like that. Now, when it comes to Realm 1 in particular, it's solid. Besides, I think the absolute best thing about Realm 1 is the world building itself. The story, the story is slowly piecing itself together, like the beginning of a story, basically. One thing I do appreciate it is the underlying tension, I guess you could call it, of you're trying to figure out who this woman is in your life. It is a bondmate that comes to you. I always mention it's like Layla almost, but like it's spelled really weird and differently. One thing I very much appreciate about the stories too is that the main protagonist, you and her, the dialogue between you two is very witty. It's very riff off of each other. It's very engaging, and it's always perfectly placed. It's either like not too slow or too fast paced, and that's one thing I will just start talking about, rambling about right now, is the writing in the game itself. Disregarding like the story and all that stuff or anything, the background, the writing itself, like each character in their own unique voice and how they riff off each other. Everyone in the game riffs off each other so well because there are so many distinct and unique personalities of everyone. The riff off each other, where people are making witty comebacks, making nice jokes, being mean, being nice to each other, everything flows so well, and that is just a tip to the hat to the storytelling, like the writing itself. The guy that wrote the game, Sept Cloud Games, shout out to you, great game. My only real big complaint about Realm 1 would be the animation with the scenes. In Realm 1, it's very distinct that the sexual scenes that happen are a bit wonky, to put it lightly. They don't really smoothly go over all the animation that happens during the scenes. I remember one time distinctly, I don't remember, I think the girl was in Cowgirl, and my main character's genitalia was just clipping through her butt. Like, it was supposed to be, I understand the act of they were engaging in the sexual intercourse, but like it didn't look like it, is what I'm saying, I guess. Like, there was just a lot of clipping. It was a lot of almost stop animation, like almost like a clay animation type thing. So I mean, that's my only real complaint with Realm 1. While the story is a solid setup and a solid engagement, the scenes kind of fall flat in Realm 1, but that's completely okay because in Realm 2, boy oh boy do they pick up. And we'll move just right into Realm 2 now. The story just goes straight into Realm 2, and the story does not falter in the slightest when it jumps from realm to realm. Everything about Realm 2 is just a complete update from Realm 1 basically, and it's a complete upgrade as well. Realm 2, the story, as I said before, is absolutely great. People almost get more into themselves as well. Like, people dive into deeper character development, as you can see people try to mold around the story that when they come in. A person like, for example, like Naya, I always, the names in this game are a little tricky. Naya, she is the alpha wolf that you come across it as one of your mates, whatever. You just have like this little harem of 3 women, Callie, Naya, and Leia, I believe is all their names. I know Callie is the easiest one to say, but like, she in the beginning is obviously a very talented fighter with her little wolf gang, and you call her pup and stuff like that. But just like as an example, like as you go deeper into Realm 2, you can see her getting, like, as an example, more confidence, more enduring, more assertive in her stance as becoming a leader basically. And that's always nice to see. As the story progresses, you see people come into their role more. It's like Callie, she becomes more assertive into, while she does have a little mouth that can get her, a little firecracker that can get her into a little trouble, she does realize that her role as a leader, she has to step up into it. And same with Layla as well, that she, but she comes across as like, she really wears her heart on a sleeve, and she doesn't want anyone to get hurt, doesn't want anyone to get killed, but she realizes that like some sacrifices have to be made, and you can just see that progress through the story. One of the main highlights of Realm 2 is you can clearly see how your choices within the game can start to feel more impactful. This is one of the more, I guess you could say, impactful choice-filled games. Like, while this is a classic AVN where it's you pick and choose what direction you want the story to go, there's been very few games where, like, a lot of them, like, other than like dropping a storyline or like dropping a woman or man that you want to romanticize within the game, like, those are basically your only choices. This game gives you almost like the creative direction to pick how your story goes, and it's so well done. And I feel like the choices that you make in this game, as stated before, really do impact it. You're constantly faced with decisions that can change the trajectory of the story. I know about one, this is kind of a minor spoiler, I guess it could be major spoilers as well, where you have to choose between witches and demons and who you want to side with. In my first playthrough, I chose like the witches, and like, I didn't get to see any of the demon side of the story, and I know I missed out on little romantic scenes also because I picked the witches and did not go with the demons. So that is great to see that, it also gives the game more replayability as well, as if you go down one route in the game and you can't go back on these choices either at some point, and so you have to replay the game again to get the full story and all of the romantic scenes. So I love that the decision and perspective that you choose, you are locked into that, and like, if you want to see the other ones, you have to replay the game. And I always love that, and I love the free choice that you get to pick and form your game how it goes. Now, when it comes to the scenes in Realm 2 itself, oh my god, are they so much better. The upgrade from scenes from 1 to Realm 2 is chef's kiss. Like I said, in Realm 1, it was a lot of like, almost like stop motion. There's a lot of clipping, a lot of lagging in the scenes, but 2, crazy step up in scenes. Like, we're talking about fluid scenes. You can see the sweat drip off the dude's balls. Like, that's the shit I love to see right there. And like, while another complaint about the scenes are never really that long. You can stay in the scenes as long as you want, because the animation, like, while they're in one position, like, keeps going obviously, and then you have to hit continue, like, if you want to like finish up the scene or like change the position or something like that. But the scene is so fluid. There's no clipping anymore. Every position switch, every person switch, either like you see it's threesome, flawless and seamlessly. And one of the things I really do appreciate is the different viewpoints within the game. I have not seen another game do this yet in my AVN review session, where during a sexual scene there will be like these 4 boxes on the side, 1, 2, 3, and 4, that they're all labeled, and you can choose and pick the different view in the scene that you like, and that is absolutely the smartest idea I've ever seen. So during the sexual scene, you can, like, while you're changing positions, while you're in that position, you can get different views. Like if you're doing doggy style, for example, and you see like the side by side of them two having sex, like you and another person, you can change like the view from to point 1, where all of a sudden now you can see like her face and like her boobs from her point of view, basically. And then you get scene 2, where you get like an undershot of the action of everything happening, or you can go like scene 3, where then like it's an overhead shot of them all in the same position, and it is beautiful. You get to pick and choose it. I absolutely love that. Shout out to Sep Cloud Gaming for that great addition to the game. So now to wrap up, basically, Realm 1 and 2, I'm going to give them an overall review with each other, and then like I said before, I'm currently just starting Realm 3 now, and I'll give that a separate review, and then probably at the end of my Realm 3 High Liathon review, I will just give the game so far an overall review. But for Realm 1 itself, I'll give Realm 1 a 7 overall. While it is heavily carried by, like, as I said before, the world building, the storytelling, and the characters, the scenes itself are just pretty lackluster with all the clipping and the lagging and stuff like that. So for Realm 1, I'll give it a 7 overall, but then for Realm 2, I'm going to boost it up to an 8, because obviously the scenes get way better, and the storytelling, while it continues on, gets better as well. And then so from here on out, I will do Realm 3 next. All right, and I'll see you then, Gooners and Goonettes.